You check the number 3 times. $100,247. You refresh the app. Still there. You close it. Open it again, still there. 6 years ago, your balance was $1,183. Not savings. Total balance, checking, savings, everything. You remember exactly where you were. A one-bedroom apartment, a mattress on the floor, student loans, credit card debt, a refrigerator that hummed louder than your air conditioner. You were not thinking about becoming rich. You were thinking about surviving until Friday. And yet the reason you're looking at $100,247 tonight started back then. With a decision so small, nobody would have believed it mattered, including you. Because the strangest thing about the first $100,000 is this. You don't notice yourself becoming the person who can save it. Until it's already happened. You are 27 Thursday, 9:47 p.m., a grocery store parking lot. Rain taps against your windshield. Your paycheck arrived 3 hours ago. Most of it is already gone. Rent, insurance, utilities, debt payments, life. You open your banking app. Balance $1,183. You stare at it. You feel something you haven't admitted to anyone. Embarrassment. You're working full-time. You are trying. You are responsible. Yet somehow, every month ends exactly where it started. That night, you watch a video about investing. The speaker says something strange. The first $100,000 is the hardest. You laugh out loud. You don't have $100,000. You don't even have $10,000. The statement feels ridiculous. Like telling someone at the bottom of a mountain to think about the moon. But one sentence sticks. The goal isn't the money. The goal is becoming the kind of person who can keep it. You don't know why, but you write it down. The next morning, you create an automatic transfer, $300 every month. You immediately regret it, then leave it anyway. You don't know it yet. But that automatic transfer is about to start a war. Not with money. With yourself. You are 28. Savings, $7,000. Nobody is impressed. Not even you. The number feels too small to matter. Friday night. Dinner with friends. The waiter brings the bill. Your friend Tyler orders another drink. Then another. Then dessert. Everyone laughs. Everyone says yes. You say no. $26 stays in your account. Nobody notices. Driving home, you realize something. Nobody notices most financial decisions. Only the expensive ones. Nobody sees the meal you didn't buy, the subscription you canceled, the impulse purchase you ignored, the vacation you postponed. But those decisions are quietly stacking on top of each other. The problem is you can't see the house yet. You are 29. Savings $18,400. You get a raise, the largest raise of your career. You immediately start planning what to do with it. Maybe a newer car. Then something happens. Your coworker Daniel gets the same raise. 3 weeks later, Daniel arrives wearing a luxury watch. 2 months later, he's driving a new SUV. 4 months later, he's complaining about money. You sit at your desk. You do the math. The raise never made Daniel richer. It made him look richer. For the first time in your life, you understand the difference. That night, you increase the transfer. $300 becomes $500. Nobody notices. You are 30. Savings, $34,000. The economy gets ugly. Layoffs begin. Every week someone disappears. One coworker. Then another. Then another. One Tuesday your manager sends a message. Can we talk? Your stomach drops. You stare at the screen. Everyone knows what those words mean. You walk to the office. The door closes. Your palms sweat. Your heart races. You think about rent. You think about bills. You think about unemployment. Then you remember something. You have savings. Real savings. Not enough to retire. But enough to breathe. For the first time in your life, fear loses some of its power. The meeting ends. You still have your job. But something inside you changes. Money stops meaning spending. Money starts meaning freedom. You are 31. Savings, $57,000. One Saturday your friend calls. He's lost his job. 3 months later he's lost his apartment. 6 months later he's sleeping in a spare room at his parents' house. You help him move. Halfway through carrying boxes, he asks, "How are you not stressed all the time?" You almost answer, then stop. Because the answer sounds strange, you aren't less stressed. You just have more options. And options are what money secretly buys. Not cars, not watches, not status. Options. The ability to say no. The ability to wait. The ability to choose. You are 32. Savings, $79,000. Something strange starts happening. The account begins growing faster. Not because you're saving more, because the money is starting to work. One morning, you open the account. You see a gain larger than your monthly contribution. You check the numbers, then check them again. Then a third time. For years, you've been pushing the boulder. Now the boulder is pushing itself. You finally understand why wealthy people obsess over time. Time was never passing. Time was compounding. You are 33. Savings $92,000. Only $8,000 left. You think the finish line will feel exciting. It doesn't, it feels terrifying. Because now you can see it. Now you can lose it. Every market drop feels personal. Every unexpected expense feels dangerous. You become obsessed. Checking balances, running projections, refreshing apps, watching numbers move. One night the market falls sharply. You lose several $1,000s on paper. You stare at the screen. Your stomach twists. Then you remember something. 6 years ago, you would have celebrated having that much money to lose. Perspective changes everything. 3 months later, 11:43 p.m., your phone buzzes. You open the app. Savings $100,247. You stop moving. You stare. You expected excitement. You expected celebration. You expected fireworks. Instead, you feel something unexpected. Relief. A deep, quiet relief. Because for years you thought the money was the goal. Now, you understand it wasn't. The real achievement happened long before tonight. It happened the first time you saved instead of spent. The first time you delayed gratification. The first time you ignored what everyone else was doing. The first time you chose your future over your present. The $100,247 is just evidence. Evidence that those decisions happened. The next morning, nothing changes. Your apartment is the same. Your car is the same. Your coffee tastes the same. The world looks exactly like it did yesterday. But you don't. Because 6 years ago, an emergency would have destroyed you. Today, it's a problem, not a catastrophe. 6 years ago, your job owned you. Today, it doesn't. 6 years ago, every paycheck felt like oxygen. Today, you can breathe on your own. And that's when you finally understand something most people never do. The first $100,000 isn't valuable because of what it buys. It's valuable because of what it proves. It proves you can think long-term. It proves you can stay consistent. It proves you can keep promises to yourself. It proves you can become someone different. Most people think the first $100,000 changes your bank account. They're wrong. It changes your identity. And once your identity changes, everything else gets easier. The second $100,000 grows faster. Not because the math changes, because you changed. Maybe you're sitting at $1,183 right now. Maybe you're staring at a number that feels too small to matter. Maybe you're wondering if tiny decisions can really change a life. 6 years ago, you would have asked the same question. Now you know the answer. The money wasn't the miracle. The consistency was. The account just made it visible. Please, subscribe.